All right, and I am live. So excited to be on here with you guys today. I'm gonna wait a little bit. My notes over here. All right. And I'm live. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Of course, my phone wants to be loud right now. So crazy. All right. Happy Monday, everybody. Today was a good day. Today was a good Monday. So I'm excited to be here with you guys. I'm going to be talking about how to get rid of the negativity. This is something that I feel so strongly about. So I'm excited to have everybody on and see if hopefully maybe some of y'all want to jump in. That would be cool. I'm trying to share my thing here. How was y'all's day today? Let me know. Comment and let me know. Let's share my page. Okay, so I'm gonna get started. Let me pull my notes back up. Okay, so on the topic of getting rid of negativity, it starts with you. It starts with yourself. Um, you have to understand that you're creating the space that you're operating in. No one else is responsible for that space. No one, you're not responsible for other people's space. Only thing that you can be responsible for is the atmosphere that you're creating for yourself. So I wholeheartedly believe this to be true, that you are in charge of creating that. Now, do other people and outside influences, come into your space and change things up and, throw your plans off? Of course, sure, that can happen. But ultimately, how you even let those uh, influences affect you is completely up to you. No one can do anything to you. So one of the things that I want to talk about is are the actual words that we're using when we're talking about ourselves, when we're addressing situations that we're faced in. And this topic was really my topic for last week, and I didn't get to come on and kind of talk to you guys about this, but so often, and I have to talk to my own kids about this, people will just be like, "Oh, I'm so dumb," or "I'm a loser," "I'm so stupid," kind of like in a joking type of way. But you're talking down to yourself. It may seem small. And every time I hear somebody do it, I'm like, don't talk about yourself like that. Don't say that about yourself. You're not stupid. Because you're not understanding that you're internalizing that you're going to start, you're acting in that. You're walking in that. It does affect your confidence. It does affect how you see yourself in the world around other people. I know for me, when I feel uncomfortable in a situation or I feel nervous, I feel that I myself apologize more often than I normally would. Um, and so I try to catch myself when I'm doing that. That's another thing. So I have a list here. So if you guys see me looking over, that's why. But saying I'm sorry a lot, being over apologetic, it is not it's not a positive thing to do that. Some people maybe think that it's kind of making a trying to smooth something over or making yourself seem less of a bother, but you should not be concerned about other people's emotional state. You have to be concerned about yours. And when you say I'm sorry or my bad, or you know that is putting that blame onto yourself. I see way too often that people are blaming themselves for something that is just simply not their fault. And they're taking this responsibility to make somebody else happy or to not hurt somebody else's feelings. I mean, we're not going out here being rude and disrespectful to people, but you cannot be responsible for the way that somebody else feels emotionally. Emotions are unstable. They're based off of what you had for breakfast that morning, what you were doing last night, who you came in contact with. And so if you link up with somebody and something happens to where, you know, their energy is off, their energy is heightened or different, and you've not done something necessarily to match that energy. Now we know when we're part of the issue, we're instigating. But a lot of times people are apologizing and saying that they're sorry for something that is literally out of their control. And when I hear people say that, or I hear people say, maybe there was something I did, you have to really look into yourself. You have to give yourself a break, really, is what it is. You're not a perfect person. Um, we when we're making steps and we're making movement out here in community and in our work and in our school and in our personal lives with friendships and family, we want to be, trying our best to do what's right and what's appropriate, but you cannot take the responsibility of how someone else is processing as your fault. And I think a lot of times young people are expected to do that. They're expected to be seen and not heard and kind of just not make any waves or whatever. But I don't feel like the same respect is necessarily given to them. Especially, I mean, I see this with adults where, they're apologizing or taking responsibility for somebody else's issues. That's something I had to learn. I had to learn to be able to say no to people and not be worried about whether it was hurting their feelings. Because if no was good for me, then no had to be what the answer was. I had to put myself first. And it's not being conceited. It's just taking care of me first. But I feel like with teenagers, especially, or just young people, that that same that uh what is it, that lenience is not given. We expect them to act right, be respectful, just because we say that. But that has to be something that we are giving to them. you know it's a human interaction. It has nothing to do with I'm older and you're younger. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with we're human beings. We're people. We need to be respectful to each other. And teenagers also, you guys are not responsible for the feelings and emotions of other people, including your parents. Sorry, parents. I'm a parent as well. And, there are times I have to apologize to my kids because, the way that I came off. And I know I'm carrying weight from work or weight from a situation or weight from a stressor. It's not their responsibility to just sit there and take that. They're not trash cans. They're not, we don't just dump on them. So, those are my thoughts as far as how it relates to young people. And so talking about, not saying things like I'm dumb or I'm stupid or I'm a loser, even in joking, as like an apologetic way, like, oh, I'm so stupid. No, don't say that. Don't say those types of things. Practice not doing that, because the more that you do it, the more comfortable you are also with other people saying that to you. So, that's not a positive thing to do. So next thing is changing the way that you're speaking. Okay. So you realize, okay, I shouldn't be talking like this. I'm going to try to improve by not saying these things. So, but obviously life is not perfect. There are going to be times where you're not going to be happy. There are going to be situations where you're actually in a negative situation. So what do you do then? Okay. It's not always positive. It doesn't always feel positive. So, here's some examples that I just jotted down really quickly before I got on here. Were like saying, I can't. Okay. Saying I can't puts a stop, meaning that there's no moving forward. That's not a solution. So I try to act and practice making solution decisions, not decisions that are going to limit me. So if I can't do something right now, then my My verbiage would be, I'm going to, or I'll be attempting to, or I'm going to try to, because that is a phrase that has movement with it. I can go forward with that. It's not stopping me. It's not limiting me to this current moment, because moments pass. And so once you say I can't, that's the end. I can't do this, or I can't do that, or I can't have this. Then you've limited yourself and you're telling yourself no. Another one is I'll never. So I'll never fill in the blank. When you say I'll never or I'll can't, you've you've stuck yourself. It's gonna take my sound off, but you've put yourself in a situation where you're stuck. So I'll never can be changed to I may not be able to right now, but let me see if I can find a solution. Or, I may not be able to right now, but eventually. Or I may not be able to right now, but these are the steps that I'm going to take to be able to do that or something similar. And if you don't know what those steps are, you're saying, okay, well, that sounds great, but I don't know what the, answer is or the solution is. Well, a coach, somebody that you trust, a parent, someone that you trust that, can work with you and guide you into making those healthy solutions or those healthy choices, steps in the right direction. Another one that is a huge, I guess, pet peeve of mine is when people say, I don't know, and they just leave it at that. That is unsuccessful statement. It's not helping yourself and it's not helping the other person. And again, you're just stuck in that moment and there's no progress. There's no solution. So I don't know. You can even say you don't know. It's okay to not know. I don't know, but let me see if I can find out. I don't know, but let me ask someone who might. I don't know, so I'm going to seek resources or I'm going to look for help. I'm going to look for solutions. And literally that's what the life coach's job is to do. It's a mentorship, it's a guidance. It's not to tell you exactly what choice to make. It's to help you navigate what is already within you to be able to pull those answers out for yourself. I guarantee that you have what you need inside of you to be successful. I believe that wholeheartedly. And everybody's success looks different. So you can't base your success off of what someone else is doing. It's 100% what you put into it, what your goals are, and your expectations are for yourself. It has nothing to do with anyone else. So to just go over it quickly again, not making negative statements about yourself, even in joking, like I'm blank, dumb, stupid, loser. Those are some things that I thought of. Not making limiting statements like I can't, I'll never, I don't know. Those make you, those allow you to stay stuck in the situation. They don't allow you to move forward. And then being over apologetic. You cannot take responsibility for everything that happens to other people. Everything is not your fault. That's one of the things I have on here. Everything is not your fault nor your responsibility. It is not your responsibility to make other people happy. It is not your job to make other people happy or satisfied. If in doing what is right for you that you're able to bless someone else, then that's a piece of that's the icing on the cake. But it's not your job to do that for other people. And I want young people to know that it's not your responsibility to create the happiness for the adults around you. That's a heavy load to carry. I remember hey Jeremy, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I remember my youngest was telling me something the other day. She's 13 and she has a very empathetic spirit about her. So she definitely carries other people's weights heavily on her. And she was saying something to me about, she was sorry and she just didn't want me to be overwhelmed or stressed. And I stopped her and I said, well, I appreciate you caring, but you need to understand that that's not a responsibility. At the end of the day, you need to do what is right for you. You need to get up, do your self-care, get your schoolwork done, make sure that the things that you need are being met. And then I will be happy with that. I have no expectation for you to decide my happiness. That is way too much of a weight for you to carry. So I think it's important. I think it's important for us to remember that as adults when we're interacting with young people, that we give them that respect and we give them that space to not have to be responsible for more than they're able. Some of these kids are dealing with a lot. There's some kids, I work at a school, and some of the kids, even in the elementary school, are dealing with much more than I've had to deal with in my lifetime. I can't imagine going through some of the things that they're dealing with. And I think we kind of sculpt young people into one big, group, and we try to apply the same tactics to all of them, and it doesn't work. They're individuals, and we need to respect them as such. So that was pretty much it. I appreciate you guys for being on. I can't see everybody that's on with the way my streaming thing works here, but I just wanted to get that point across. Stop talking badly about yourself. Don't even joke about it. It really bothers me when people do it, and I'm always I find myself correcting people who probably didn't. They're not asking to be coached, but I'm over here like, don't talk about yourself like that. Speak positively about yourself. That's not funny, or when they take on responsibility, and I say, hey, that's not your fault. There's nothing you can do about that, how that person feels. If they feel that way, that is an insecurity that they have in themselves. If and if they allow that to fester, then all you can do is what you're supposed to do. That's all that you can do. And if they allow that to continue and fester within them, then that's their own insecurity. And I think oftentimes we're apologetic and trying to fix somebody else's issues, somebody else's insecurities. They have to do that within themselves, just like we are responsible for our insecurities. We're not out here. You shouldn't be out here expecting somebody else to make you feel better. That's not how life works. So if anybody has any questions real quick before I get off, I will welcome them. If anybody has anything to say, I'll welcome them. I really need some peer coaches. So a peer coach is a young person who feels that a peer coach that I choose are the ones that I've worked with in the past. And now they're adults, or they're older. They don't have to necessarily be adults even, but they have kind of gone through some things and want to share it with, their peers. And they're young people. They're not necessarily older, like, they're not my age. They're younger, and they're going through things that other young people can relate to. So that's a peer coach. You can be a guest coach as well, or a guest host, and come on with me, and we can have a session live. Or if you want to share something, if you are struggling with something and you want to address it, and you want to kind of share a little bit of what you're dealing with, and we address that on a session live. So I'm looking for people to come on and do lives with me. But yeah, so if you guys have any questions, or you need any help, please don't hesitate to send me a message. If you know a young person who just needs some motivation and some guidance, or any parents that are struggling with anything, if you have questions, I also provide parenting coaching. So, definitely let me know. I appreciate you guys for coming on. Happy Monday again. I hope you guys have a great night. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, guys.